Welcome to Windsor Public Library Ask a Librarian Question of the Week. Have you ever had a burning question that you just know the answer is somewhere at the library, but there's so many books you wouldn't even begin to know where to start? How do you find the exact book that has the answer that you need? Or have you typed your question into your friendly neighborhood search engine only to find misleading information or ads or pay sites or pop-ups? You're not alone. That's why we have the Ask a Librarian service. And we want to share with you the question of the week. This week, is there a season to catch Atlantic salmon, or can you catch them anytime? Interesting question. Have a look at these cute guys while we think about different ways we can approach the question. We could either approach it from a global aspect, as a food source, or as a fisherman wanting to know the legalities of when he can go fishing for Atlantic salmon, specifically in our area. We're going to start globally and go to windsorpubliclibrary.com. Under our e-resources, we have several databases, and we're going to check out one of those. Scrolling down, we find the A to Z World Food Database. Pretty global, and if we're looking at it as an ingredient, a sensible place to start. Clicking on ingredients, we're going to see fish as a whole category. Clicking on fish, it takes us to several different varieties, including salmon. When we click on that link, it takes us and shows us different varieties, including Atlantic, which was what the question was about. And scrolling down, we can see that salmon is caught as it migrates upriver in the summer, but farm salmon is available year-round. Okay, good to know. We can find it year-round. But what if the question was really about, is it legal to catch salmon, specifically in the Windsor, Ontario area? We're going to look at fishing seasons in Ontario. And our first site is an ontario.ca site. That's a pretty good indicator that it's a reputable site. Clicking on it, we find out it does take us to an Ontario government site on fishing. What you need to know, including fishing seasons. Fishing seasons are determined by zone, so to find your zone, you click on the map and see where you are. Windsor, Essex lies within Zone 16 for inland fishing, but the waters surrounding us are in Zone 19. Up near Toronto, it's Zone 20. Now that we know our zone, we go back and we're going to start with right where Windsor is, Zone 16. Uploads a much more detailed map with lots of inland fishing sites, including tributaries, rivers, ponds. So if we were fishing right in Windsor, Essex, this is where we would look. Scrolling down, we see zone-wide seasons and limits, and Atlantic salmon is listed as being the 4th Saturday in April to September 30th. So there is a definite marked season. Now suppose we don't want to fish from land, but we're more interested in the waters surrounding us. We already know from the map before that Zone 19 is the water that we're interested in. And sure enough, we can see that it's Lake Erie, St. Clair, and Detroit River, which is where most people in our area would be fishing. Scrolling down, we see Atlantic salmon, and the season is listed as open all year. What about up near Toronto, though, where they have those salmon fishing derbies? Scroll down, and the season is the same, open all year, but the limits are different, including a size limit, where the fish must be a certain size before you can catch and keep the fish. So now I've satisfied my curiosity about when it's legal for me to catch Atlantic salmon in my area, but I'm still a little curious about why there are limits. I'm going to go back to my Windsor Public Library databases, e-resources, and I'm going to check out some digital movies. Canopy has some great documentaries. I'm logged in with my library card, so everything is totally free, and I search salmon. Very first hit is Atlantic Salmon Lost at Sea, fighting to save endangered salmon. This might tell me what about the limits. I'm going to click on it, and I see I can add it to my list. I can share it with somebody else who might be interested, or I could just go ahead and watch it. I click play, and it streams right to whatever device I'm using, my phone, my tablet, my computer, and I can kick back and watch the wonderful scenery and learn about Atlantic salmon. Now that you're hooked on our service, feel free to send your questions to askalibrarian@windsorpubliclibrary.com. Thanks for joining us for the question of the week.